This is CSE 241 and 501, object-oriented programming course. This year, as always, we are going to combine two courses: our undergrad course, object-oriented programming, and our master's level course, programming courses. And we will combine them together. And some of you are here are second-year students, and some of you are our master students. So don't get surprised to see some other people that you don't know. But I'm surprised that so few people are here. I think they are. I think did you, when you registered, were there two sections or just one section?
Two sections.
Where is the other section? Do you know? It is not scheduled anywhere, right? In the schedule, weekly schedule, there is only one section, right?
Yes.
This one. So this is all I have. Out of 200 people, I have what, 60 people? Okay, whatever. Doesn't matter for me. Even there is a single person in the class, I will do my lecture. I will do my exams. And even if a single person gets a passing grade, that's fine with me. I will do my classes. And this is my name, Yusuf Sinan Akgül. I have been teaching this course for the last many years. I don't remember. And this year we will do the same too. And these are our teaching assistants. Usually when I say teaching assistant, I call them TAs, TA. Okay? When I say TA, most of the people don't understand what I'm talking about. So it means teaching assistant. And our teaching assistants this year are many. Ahmed and Mert, they are 100% teaching assistants of our course. Abdullah will give us his 50%. So 2.5 teaching assistants full time working on this course. So that means that I have a better chance of giving more homeworks, which is good for you, not for us, but good for you, because we have to grade all of those. So these guys are the TAs. I think I cannot. These are the TAs. I don't know their email addresses. You can look it up. But Ahmed is just above us now, right now. I mean, his office is just upstairs. Mert is sitting in the network lab. I think Abdullah and Mert are in the same lab. Ahmed is in the robotics lab. So whenever you need to see them, you go there and see them. And I think most of you know where my office is. I am at the 3rd floor, and you look for my name and you will find me. Okay? But if you need to communicate with me, this is my preferred way of communicating with the students. Okay? Email. Sometimes, I mean, if you are outside, you may want to call me. This is my extension 2221 605 2221. You may call me. If I am in the office, I try to answer it. But most of the time, I prefer email communication with the students. Okay. This is a very large class, actually. As I said, there will be more than 200 people, and I don't know how to fit all of those people in this room. Luckily or unluckily, most of them don't come to the class, so we should be fine. And since the class is so large, usually people listen to me. People don't make any noises, and they listen to me, and I try to talk in a loud voice so that everybody hears me. But if you miss some stuff, or if you need information, most of the information about this course will be at this page, our Moodle page. Okay. So as a department, computer engineering department, oradan bir iki tane cam açabilir miyiz arkadaşlar? Hatta ağaç gölge yapıyorsa şey de yapabiliriz ya. Açın, perdeler açsa bir şey olur mu? Perdeyi aç ister. Sonuna kadar açalım. So in our department, we are running this Moodle server. Moodle is a course information system. We put all the course material in this online system. You log into that system and you get that information. We will use this information system in our course to communicate with the students. We will have homeworks, announcements, course materials, etc. announced in this Moodle page. So if you don't have an account, just after the course, just after this class today, log into this address and you will find all the information needed for this course in that Moodle page, including these syllabus. This is my syllabus, okay? So the syllabus means that I put all the important information about this course in this simple PDF file, and I already placed this syllabus into this Moodle server. Okay. So our students are undergraduate students. They already know how to use Moodle. This might be new for some of our master level students, and for those, this is not it. Just take a note. Okay. This is not GTU. This is from the old days. GYTE EDUTR. Okay. Did everybody take note? Take a picture. Write it somewhere. Okay, I guess everybody's fine. Okay, so I guess there are some people who never used Moodle before. How many of you didn't use Moodle before? Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6.5. 6. No, 6. 7. Okay, so this is our list. Okay, if you need any help, because we are running this server as a department, we don't have any help from the university, from the University Bilgi İşlem, as you know. Sometimes we can't keep up with all the work, all the 600 students, Moodle accounts, etc. Sometimes there are some stuff that doesn't work the right way. If you have any questions, just ask any undergraduate student near you, and they will help you. If that person doesn't help you, then ask the other one. Usually our students are very helpful. This is the textbook of our course. We are studying this course, Savage book, Absolute C++, and this is the 6th edition. I have the global edition. I think the US edition has a different cover. This is the original book. And I think we switched to this book like last year, maybe no, I switched it in 2016. If you can buy this book, I think at the Çağlayan bookstore, they have copies of this book available. I don't know. It used to be cheap before dollar Turkish lira balance was okay. So I don't think that it's cheap now. I think it used to be maybe 100 Turkish liras last year. So it must be 300 Turkish liras. I don't know. So it's expensive. I used to say that okay, 100 bucks is not a 100 Turkish lira is not a big money, so buy it. But nowadays 300 isn't. No, I cannot say that. Buy it. But I don't know. I know some people borrowed this book from me. I don't know what they did for a week. When they came back, they had hundreds of copies in their hands. So find those people. So somebody has a PDF. They made a PDF and they printed it. So use that kind of solutions. And one way or the other, you need to have a copy of this book. Okay, PDF is not okay. You cannot read it very well with the PDF, especially with the scanning bad scanning copies. It's not good. So get the book somewhere. If you have a copy of 5th edition, that's fine too, because there is a minimal difference between. Well, when I say minimal, it's not that minimal, but I will stress the differences between the 5th edition and the 6th edition. The difference is 5th edition did not talk about the C++ 11 changes. This one talks about C++ 11 changes. So when I talk about C++ 11 version of the language, then you know that it is not available in the 5th edition. So that's the only difference that I can say. But it is a minimal change, but it's an important change. But it is easy to track what has changed from the 5th edition. And I think we bought some copies of the 5th edition, and we placed at the library reserve section. You may get your copy for a few days, maybe for a few hours. Okay. So what else? Okay. The book has its own page, web page. PearsonHigherEducation.com/Savage. Savage is the last name of the author. He used to write this alone, but nowadays I think he has a co-author. Co-author is that guy. Whatever. This is the author. Okay. If you look for this name with the C++ keyword, then you will find it there. Okay. So I will not make my slides available. Slides are already from the book. I make some changes to the slides, but whatever I make, then it will be all from the book. So if you have the book, you should be fine in terms of material. Okay. Any questions so far? Okay. I have attendance. I have 3 pages of 104 undergrad students and 22 graduate students. Okay, just put a date there and put your sign there. Okay, don't only sign at your position. Don't try to make a favorite for your friends. Okay, if you try to cheat with the attendance sheet, that will not be good. If I realize it, I don't know, I will do something bad, not for you, but for you. Okay, so let's move on. This is the book. I guess this is the US version of the book, 6th edition. Mine is a little bit different. So there are 2 types of covers. Don't get confused. Sometimes I heard that people are selling used books, US versions, from the USA. If they are cheap, then buy them. Because reading a text from the original is something different. I mean, all the colors in the place, all the text is readable. So with the scanned documents or copied documents, you know how to. It is not that easy. Okay, we talked about this. Course prerequisites. To take this course for the undergraduate students, you need to know the C programming languages. That means that you need to get a passing grade from this course, CSE 102. Okay, our programming course from last semester. That was a very demanding course, very heavy course. So you learned most of the C stuff. And that was a very difficult course, and the difficulty level of this course is very similar to that one. But if you are not, as I said, if you don't have a passing grade from this course, you should not take this course, because that's the prerequisite and official prerequisite. If you without passing the official prerequisite, if you are taking this course, then you are doing something against the rules of the university. When we realize it, even in the last minute, even in the final hour of the course, your course will be dropped. So if you are taking this course by accident, because our student system is not very robust nowadays, it is your responsibility to drop this course if you don't have a passing grade from this CSE 102. So this is for the undergraduate students. For the graduate students, we offer this course as a programming course, okay, introduction to programming course. The same rule is valid for you too. You need to know the C programming language. If you don't know the C programming language, then you are going to learn it, okay? So your task is more difficult. You're going to learn C and you're going to learn C++ Java. So you have to do 2 times. Your job is 2 times as hard, but you are already engineers and you have some kind of a BS degree from some other department, so you know how to achieve those kind of stuff. I know it is not an easy task. There are lots of homeworks, and on top of the homeworks, you need to learn this C programming language, which is not an easy programming language, but we didn't accept you to this master's program to achieve easy stuff. You need to achieve difficult stuff. There are other good books about the topic. I suggest this one. This guy, Bijan Strostrup, I don't know how to pronounce his name. I think it must be like that. So he's the inventor of the C++ language. So he writes books about this language, but his books are like dictionary kind of books. He talks about the definition of the language fundamentals, language rules, language philosophy. So this is not a good book to learn C++, but it's a good book to remember what was what, to see the main ideas of the language, etc. So after taking this course and getting a grade of AA, then maybe you can sell your book to some other student and buy this one. So this is the one that you need to keep on your library. Okay. So this is the other book. I am saying that this is the special 3rd edition. Maybe he wrote the 4th edition, I don't know. I think I have the 2nd edition. Okay. So the 1st edition, 2nd edition, and 3rd edition, he keeps changing this book. He keeps adding this book because the C++ standard is changing. That's why he's adding new stuff. Okay. Any questions so far? Okay, I need one question. You are too quiet. Question. You from the other students of last year, you heard that I am a bad person. I don't. When you come late to the class, I usually I am not happy. I say stuff and I mean them, and other things. Many people fail in this class. That's true. That's not lie. It is not me. It is them. They are failing. Okay. If you don't do your homework, and if you don't get a passing grade from the final and midterm exams, then you are gonna fail. But we do this. This is very classical, but we do this for you. Okay. Unfortunately, I mean, I have tens of years of professional programming, engineering, academician life, and I couldn't figure out how to teach a programming language without behaving this way. Okay, I need to assign lots of homeworks. I need to be tough on grading your midterms and finals, and I need to be on time. We cannot spare a single minute, so I have to start at 9 a.m. and I have to finish by the end of the 2nd hour. Those are my rules, and I couldn't find any other easier way. Okay, so this is how we're gonna. But as a rule, don't think of me as a bad person. I am a good person actually. I brought you some candy. If I were a bad person, I wouldn't go to Beam and buy this box. I don't know how to. Maybe I said it. Just take one. If there is left, then we can do another round. Okay, so don't forget about this candy because there will be no other candies. You will have your homework instead every week. Okay. So the red ones are the best ones. This is cheap candy stuff. Don't throw these on the ground. There's a garbage can there. Okay, let's move on. The compiler. We are gonna use the GNU compiler G++, and this course is about object-oriented programming. So we will introduce all the ideas using C++. But at the end of the semester, for the last 2.5 weeks, we are going to look at this the language of Java. And since by that time you will know all the basic object-oriented concepts. In Java, I am going to say only things like in C++ we used to inheritance that way. We used to do inheritance that way. Now in Java it is this way. So for that concept of inheritance, there is a concept in object-oriented programming. It's called inheritance. I will spend maybe 2 weeks. It's like 12 hours. Okay, it's like very intense. It will be a very intense work in the C++ side. When we come to Java side, I will say that it is exactly the same thing, only the syntax changes. So instead of spending 12 hours to tell you about the inheritance in Java, I will spend maybe 10 minutes. So that's why we can teach you about C++ and Java. Of course, programming languages are not learned in the class. Okay, you need to do some practice. You need to do projects. You need to do homeworks, and we will make sure that you will have 1 or 2 extensive homeworks about Java programming. And the next semester, our for the undergraduate students actually, our data structures course will use this Java programming language, and our master level students, they will take that course as an algorithm course. Okay, so we will use this compiler GNU Project G++ and the Java Standard Edition 6 compilers on Linux. Okay, our official operating system is Linux. On this stupid computer, I am using Windows because I have to. I need to use this pen, and I couldn't find a Linux computer to do this easily. So, but when I try to show you some stuff, I will usually use this Windows Linux extension. Okay, so I have a Linux machine running in here. It's not exactly Linux machine, but it is good enough for me to show you some stuff. Okay, so but your homeworks, everything, whatever you submit, whatever you test, will be compiled by the G++ compiler on a Linux operating system. Okay, if you do some work on Windows, okay, if you compile your work on Windows compilers or some other operating system compilers, and if you submit it to our TAs, when they compile your code, if it doesn't compile on our Linux system, then there will be a problem, a serious problem. So you don't take this risk, and always develop your stuff on Linux. Okay. How to write code on Linux? You already know that because we did this course on Linux, right? Everybody knows their way around Linux operating system for our undergraduate students. For the graduate students, you will learn it, okay? You will learn it. It's not that difficult to get a Linux machine. In fact, for the homeworks, we will give you a virtual, this is to, okay, we will give you a virtual operating system, okay, virtual machine. This virtual machine is a software actually, but it behaves like a new operating system on your computer, and you can compile your code on this virtual machine. That virtual machine is exactly the same machine where we test your code, where we grade your code. So there will be no compatibility issue between your computer and our computer. So in the first homework, we will put the link for the virtual machine on the model system. Okay. So there is no exception for this rule. And if you one day if you come to me and if you say that I use my computer to compile it now, the TA cannot compile it. As I said, this class is very large. There are 200 people. Okay, I cannot deal with the problems of each person one by one. So we need to take these kind of rules and we follow them strictly without making any exceptions. That means that if your code doesn't compile, you don't get any grade. Yes.
Ubuntu extension'ı kullanacağız değil mi?
In English.
So we'll be using Ubuntu extension.
No, I didn't say that you will be using Ubuntu extension. The best thing is you install a Linux operating system on your computer and use it natively. But if you cannot do it, okay, if you are in a Windows operating system, you can use our virtual machine. We are going to give you a virtual machine. Okay. So this Ubuntu extension is not a, it's just a simple extension. Many things doesn't work. Okay, it has problems some with the graphical interface and etc. I don't want to. This is Microsoft support for the Ubuntu, and I don't want to depend on Microsoft. I don't like those companies like Microsoft or Apple. Okay, the basics of this science, computer science, it is developed on the Linux machines, and we like to go that way. Of course, in our professional life, we have to do stuff on the Apple machines or the Windows machines or Android machines, whatever is available, because that's our professional life. That's how we get paid. Okay, that's different. I mean, where you get your money is different from what you like. Okay, we like Unix operating systems, Linux operating systems. That's one thing, but you need to know about the other operating systems too. Since this is your early phase of your engineering career, okay? I don't want to introduce you to complicated company-dependent issues about the programming. Okay, we will teach you the basics, fundamentals, and in your third year or the fourth year, you will figure out the rest of the others. That's our philosophy. Okay, so that's why when I say you compile a program, okay, you will use your shell interface like this, and you will say that, okay, I'm going to use G++. Okay. So we will come to this later. And in our PS programming sessions on Tuesdays, right? On Tuesdays from 3 to 5. Is it on Tuesdays? Our PS programming sessions? You don't know the schedule?
No.
What is our schedule? Our schedule is Mondays 9 to 11, Tuesdays 15 to, like this, right? Is it true? This is PS. And Fridays 9 to 11? Is that true?
Yes.
Okay, so this is our programming session, PS, or in Turkish we call it program saati. Okay, for the first 3-4 weeks, I will be doing 6 hours of theoric class because at the beginning of the semester I want to go fast. If I have some meetings, if I need to be out of town for some days, then this PS will be handled by our TAs. Okay, and our TAs will tell you about program development environment. Okay, like Eclipse for the Linux system, or Visual Studio for the Windows system, or some other stuff. So they will be telling you about telling you about those kind of practical issues later. But at the beginning we will go very fast in terms of basic C++ programming. Okay, so this was about programming. This is our grading approximately, okay, tentatively. Midterm 30%, okay. Final exam is 40%, and homeworks are 30%. it might change a little depending on the class distribution at the end of the semester, but it will be around. This wouldn't vary from. I don't think that this will be more than 50% or 40%. So this can vary from 25% to 35% maybe. Okay, but as I said, this course is very heavy in terms of homeworks. So if you think stuff like if you don't submit any homeworks, that means that you have 70 points. If you have good grades from the midterm and the final, maybe you can get a passing grade. No, that will not happen, because if you don't submit sufficient number of homeworks, then you will not get a passing grade from this course. And I have some rules about that, and it is here. Grading and homeworks. Okay. So if you submit less than 70% of the homework, that means that if I assign you 10 homeworks, and if you submit 6 of them, you will get a grade of NA from this class. Okay. And NA is not a very good grade, in case you don't know about it. It's worse than FF. NA means that that person did not take this course. Okay. So I need. This might seem a little bit small as a number, but if you don't submit sufficient number of homeworks, okay, then you will not get a passing grade from this course. Okay, this is one of the important rules. Okay, what else? We are very strict about the due dates. Even a single minute, if you miss the due date by a single minute, then you missed it. We can't do anything, because the Moodle system is verifying what time you are submitting your homework. If you are late a single minute, that means that your homework is not submitted. No, we don't say that, but we can accept your homeworks up to 5 days late. But for each day late, okay, we are gonna deduct 10% of the maximum grade for each day late. So if you are late a single minute or 23 hours and 59 minutes, that means that your homework will be graded out of 90 instead of out of 100. Okay. What else? We know that this is a very large class, more than 200 people, and you might have some personal problems. I know some of you might be sick, some of you might have some family problems. It might happen, we realize that. If you have such problems, then talk to me or talk to the TA before the submission time, before the due date. Okay? Don't come to me after the due date saying that I had a very big problem last week and I couldn't submit my homework on time, etc. Okay? So if you talk to me before the due date, we will try to figure out something if your excuse is excusable. Okay? I was too busy. That's not a good excuse. Everybody is too busy. What else? I mean, if you have some family emergency, and especially if you can document it, then we will try to cut you some slack. Okay. What else? Okay, class participation attendance might give you an extra grade if it is closed. At the end of the semester, I will put these rules on my Excel sheet, and I will order all of the grades from the highest to the lowest, and I will assign the letter grades from AA to FF. Some of them will be NAs because they are not submitting enough work. If your grade is at the border, but let's say your grade is 81 and 82 is getting AA, but you are getting BA. If you are in the class, if you are active, if you are asking lots of questions, then I may push you to the AA from BA group to the A group around the border. So you need to come to classes and careful about your attendance and ask lots of questions. Okay, I don't want you to stay very quiet in this course. You need to ask some questions. I will repeat this many times in this course, and I will tell it the first time right now. I will not teach you anything very complicated. Okay, all the things that I'm going to teach are very simple stuff. Very simple stuff. You don't need to be very intelligent to understand what I am teaching you. Okay, but I will teach many different ideas, many different concepts. Okay, and you need to use them in combination. If you have a simple stuff, if you know it by itself, that's good. But if you know 2, 3, 4, 5 simple different concepts, and if you need to use them in combination in the same place, that might get a little bit complicated. Okay, so if you miss one of the ideas, that doesn't mean that okay, I learned maybe 100 ideas in this course, and if I miss 1 or 2 of them, that's still fine. No, that may not be fine. Even though you know the rest of the language very well, some of the key concepts, even though they are very simple, if you don't know them, you will run into very big trouble. If you don't ask me questions during the lecture, I cannot know what you understand and what you didn't understand, okay? Don't let that happen. If you don't understand anything, just raise your hand and ask me the question. You need to ask the question in English. Some of you, I know, you might say that my English is not very good. I don't want to be in front of the class and asking my question in English, and people are gonna laugh at me. And my English is not very good either. Nobody. Whose native language is English in this class? Nobody, right? We are all talking funny English, and the funniest one is my English, and I am not making it a problem. Okay. Do the same thing and ask your questions in English. You will get used to it. And you ask me the questions and I will try to answer. Sometime when I answer your questions, I may make fun of you. That's my thing. I don't know. I should not do it, but sometimes I can't resist. Okay. And the worst thing is that when I make fun of some of you, then the rest of them laugh at you, and that's even worse. But that still doesn't mean that if you don't ask your question, okay. I had a professor who used to say that the most stupid question is the one that is not asked. Okay, if you don't ask that question, you are the most stupid person. If you ask it, you are one of the stupid. Okay, so you are not the most stupid. Anyway, that's the joke. But you need to ask me the question. That's why I will say that was participation. By participation, I mean that you need to come on time and ask me questions and try to push me. I like questions trying to prove me that I am wrong. Okay. Sometimes they find points that I tell you during the classes, and they go home, they did, and they come back to me and they tell that you tell us about this rule, and that's not the way. I did it, and it is the other way. Okay. So I like those kind of questions. Don't hesitate about asking those kind of questions. Okay. If I am wrong, I am wrong. I am a human being. You are all human beings. Okay. So I like those kind of questions. Trying to challenge me. Okay. Trying to say that I am talking too much and I don't know my stuff. That kind of stuff. Those are all good questions. I love those kind of challenges. Okay. By the way, I am usually very correct. Exam will be on the November 5th. Unfortunately, it will be on Monday. November 5th is a Monday. Unfortunately, I can't do the exam during the class time because we don't have, I mean, this room is not big enough to make a exam for this many people. So usually we choose after 17, okay? So we reserve 5-6 classrooms, and we use the whole building to do our exam. And before this time, we will make that decision. I mean, should we do it on the Monday, or should we do it during the weekend, on Saturday or Sunday? We will make that decision together with you. Okay? So, and this is tentative again. This is not certain. We cannot, I mean, I will ask you before this date, previous week, should we do the exam next week and we will take a vote? Some of you will say yes, some of you will say no. And there might be some other considerations like we have exams, many exams on that week, etc. I don't know. For the final exam, I cannot give you an exact date, but Abdullah, sen mi yapıyorsun bizim final programını bu yıl? Kim yapıyor? Kim yapıyor? Burak. I think we should, at the beginning of the semester, I think we should fix the final schedule. I mean, why are we waiting for the end of the semester? I don't know. I will talk to the dean maybe. But usually my courses are in the second week of the exam period, whatever it is. And during the, I try to get the class time. So most probably it will be on Monday or Tuesday or Friday during the class time of the second week of the final. Most probably it will be on Monday because that will give me enough time to read final exams of 200 people. Okay, what else? Attendance, I require attendance. You will come to the classes and I need your signatures on that signature sheet. Did everybody sign it? You did not sign that group? No, we didn't. The front row, okay. So I need your signatures, okay? Put only a single signature in your box. Don't try to put somebody else's sign. That will be a very serious bad behavior. And I know how to deal with it, okay? Don't try to test it. Attendance will be taken regularly. For the graduate students, I know many of you work somewhere professionally, and you may not have enough time to attend all of these hours. 6 hours a week, that's too much. For the graduate students, again, this rule is valid. This rule is valid. Attendance is required and I will take the attendance. But at the end of the semester, if you don't satisfy this rule, if you miss more than 30% of the classes, we will try to do something, okay? I am not saying that you'll get a passing grade, but for the graduate students, this rule could be a little bit more flexible than the undergrad students. For the undergrad students, I don't have any reservations. If you don't satisfy this rule, then you will fail. You will get an A from this course. Even if you have a perfect homework submission record, even if you have perfect midterms and finals. Well, I say this because I rarely see anybody without coming to the class passing from this course. Okay, you need to come to the classes. Okay. Whatever I say during the classes, okay, whatever I say during the classes, either I say it in words or put it on the board or write it somewhere there, okay? You are responsible, okay? And at the end of the semester, we will cover this whole book. This is 900, more than 1,000 pages, and you will be responsible from this book. Line by line, you will memorize everything in this book, okay? Plus the Java book. For the Java book, I don't have a book like this, but I will give you some materials, okay? So,
Absolute Java by the same.
what was that?
What is it? Absolute Java by the same author?
No. I will not follow a specific book for the Java because we will be going so fast, okay? So I will give you some material and you will be responsible for that material. Okay. As you see, I am recording my videos of the lectures, and I usually put them on YouTube. I am doing this on my own. Nobody is helping me other than you. What's your name?
Zeynep.
Zeynep. Okay, Zeynep, don't forget your name because I will forget it next. Zeynep is going to help us to set up the camera, and that's it. I will do the rest. I will try to put all of my courses on YouTube. So when you watch those videos, you will see whatever I am saying in the classes. So even if you cannot attend, just watch those videos. But I cannot make any guarantees because sometimes I lose files. Sometimes there is a problem with the internet connection. Sometimes things happen. Sometimes I miss some of the lectures. If I miss them, because I am not making any official promises, the university doesn't make any official promises. So don't get dependent on these videos too much. So usually out of 200 people, maybe 30 or 40 people watches these videos. And you know who is watching them the most? The people sitting in the front row, and people are coming to the classes all the time. So for some reason, students more attentive, coming to the courses, they are watching the videos. Students who don't come to the classes, don't make any homework, etc., they don't watch the videos, they don't even know that there are videos available. So I don't know what to do about this problem. Okay, what else? So this is the rule. If you miss more than 30% of the classes, if I don't count your signatures enough number of times, then you will get a grade of an A. By the way, I don't remember anybody getting an A because of this rule. People usually get NAs because of this rule. I mean, making homeworks, doing that on time, getting good grades from the homeworks is more important. Okay. There are some creative, lazy students who think that out of 10 homeworks, if I submit 7, that means that I satisfy this rule. So they send meaningless homeworks like printf hello world every time they send a line of code. Of course, those homeworks are not considered as submitted. We consider them as unsubmitted. And there are some creative students who send their first homework for the rest of the homeworks. Okay? In the first homework, he gets a grade of maybe 80, and he keeps sending the same homework. He says that I'm not cheating, it's my homework, it's just a bad homework, just give me a 0. No, we don't give them 0. We say that you didn't submit your homework. Okay, so there should be gradable stuff in your homework. Okay, and I try to make clear on these kind of rules because we get lots of questions about them, but don't try to test these kind of stuff. Okay, when I assign you a homework, just be on time, start immediately, and submit it, and we will not have any problems. Okay. All the class-related announcements will be made either in the class or by the module page. So if I say something in the class, that's an announcement. If I say that next week your homework is this, okay, you're going to submit it that way, and that will be your homework. I don't have to send you a Moodle message and etc. Okay. I might, out of the course, I might send you some messages from the Moodle system. So whatever email you are registering in your Moodle system, you need to read your emails regularly every day, so that if I make an announcement, you will see it. Okay. Your homeworks will be announced on the Moodle page, and your submitted will be on this is the Moodle page. Moodle will be very important, as I said, for this course. I think I am out of time, but I have no. Let me stop here. Can I have the attendance sheet? Where is the attendance sheet? Did everybody sign it?
No.
That side did not sign it yet?
It starts from the front.
You are so slow. Let me have the attendance sheet, okay? And we will continue next time. Okay, then is anybody planning to leave for the next hour? Because I will read your names and to see if the signatures are right. If somebody leaves, just tell me, otherwise I will consider you as somebody else. Put your signature in here. No, okay. Okay, let's take 10 minutes of break. After the break, we will.